Hey guys, we are back again. I'm Peter Parker and I'm here with Jack Sparrow and Harry Potter.
Hello.
Hello. So we're gonna talk about the review for last week's match. So the first things first, we're gonna talk about the big match that happened between Chelsea and Manchester United. The result was a 2-2 draw. So Chelsea was like one of the best teams up until that point, but in that match they didn't really perform that well. So do you all think Chelsea is being too reliant on Eden Hazard? What do you think?
I think they have been reliant on Eden Hazard for quite a long time. It's just that this game, under Sarri, he needs a player who is quick. He had in sync at Napoli, so he needs this type of player. So Hazard, for any team, Hazard is gonna be a very teams are gonna be reliant on Hazard. So I'm not surprised. But if Hazard's injured or something, they need to find a plan B. That's my opinion.
How about you?
For me, I think they have been relying on Hazard. He's the main player down there, and I think Menu had their plans on Hazard, how to take him down and how to counter him, how to hold him. Like he did not perform well in the game, but I think Ashley Young had
Pocketed
a
him.
yes, correct. He did a good job on that.
Like how he pocketed Salah the
Yeah,
last year.
Yes, I think Hazard, it was more of Mourinho stopping him, but I think if Hazard is not performing well, the other team players should perform, like Willian, Pedro, Morata, because they have a lot of quality players. So I can say Chelsea is too reliant on Hazard because if Hazard never performs, Chelsea seems very lost. So next, I'm gonna talk about Manchester United getting 1 point away from home on Stamford Bridge. So do you think it was a 1 point gain or 2 point loss due to the last minute goal? So you think?
I think it's personally it's a 1 point gain, but in terms of the way the game has actually played throughout the 90 minutes, I feel that if Manchester United has actually concentrated a bit more, they could have actually gotten the 3 points. So in terms of the match context, the 90 minutes, I feel that it's a 2 points loss. But before this fixture has taken place, I would have actually preferred the draw than going into the match because Chelsea are very good in their home ground and Manchester United has been pretty bad in the past few games.
how about you? For me, I think Menu was going for a draw actually, especially at Chelsea's home, but
How do you know about that?
like the way
Are
they
you
play.
Jose Marino?
No, it's not that. It's just that I feel they were very defensive. They just want to hold them back. But when Marshall scored the second, I think they were at their best in the field. And the 6 minute extra time was very,
Seven.
very unlucky for Man United.
Seven.
Seven. So yeah, it was very unlucky, and sadly they got a draw in the game.
I think I agree with you. I think Mourinho wanted to play for a draw. So when they had a lead, I think Mourinho was like more than pleased. So because getting 3 points away at Stamford Bridge is a very good thing. So I know at the last minute, Barkley scored and it was a 2 point loss for them. But I think Man United should take positives from this because Stamford Bridge is a very very tough place to go, and getting at least 1 point is a very big thing for any team. So finally, I'm going to talk about the post-match incident and the fans in general for Chelsea. After Barkley scored the last-minute goal, one of the staff from Chelsea actually celebrated in front of Mourinho, and that caused some fighting and some pushing and shoving. And after that, Jose Mourinho came to clap for his Manchester United fans, but Chelsea fans were abusing him. So, do you all think Chelsea fans are the most ungrateful in the league?
For
What do you think?
me, I personally think that Chelsea fans are fucked up in terms of attitude, in terms of racism. They are all they are bullshit in my opinion. The thing about Chelsea fans abusing Jose Mourinho, they should actually know that Jose Mourinho put them on the map. If it wasn't for okay, it was the money, but it was a coaching style that Mourinho enhanced in Chelsea, which brought them to all the success now they are having. So, in my opinion, they shouldn't be abusing the coach who actually put them on the map. And if it wasn't for Jose Mourinho, they would have been a shit Fulham, to be honest.
How about
Very
you?
true. I think uh, it's because of him that who they are known for now. Who are Chelsea actually? It's because of him that they are known. It's because of Drogba that they are known. And I think it's going to be a very, very sad moment for Mourinho for him to be treated like that. I think if the staff was right in front of me, I would smack his bloody head off. But sadly for what has happened, it's shown the greatness of Man United and Chelsea's.
The thing about Mourinho is usually he would have played right into the service assistant. He would have screwed him over in the press conference. But this time round, he actually said something different. Like he didn't want to continue the issue. He went up and said that people make mistakes, like celebrating. I mean, Mourinho is no new to this. He usually runs ahead, run towards the field and all that. So it is a bit different from Mourinho to actually accept this, and he even accepted the apology from the service assistant. So I'm it, it, I'm happy about that, and that's what I want from Manchester United manager, to be grateful, but at the same time to be fierce.
As for me, I think what the Chelsea staff did, I think it was kind of disgraceful. But compared to what the fans did for by abusing him and all that, I think that is much more worse than what the staff did, because the fans, they were nothing before Mourinho came, and Mourinho made them into a super club. And the way they abused him and used vulgarities against him, I think it really showed how Chelsea are as a club. Like, I believe in top clubs like Manchester United or Liverpool, or even, I won't say Arsenal because Arsenal fans are bad also, but clubs like Manchester United, Liverpool, there's always been class. So even if the manager does not perform that well, the fans would not really abuse him that much. But Chelsea's greatest manager and the Chelsea fans treat him like that, I think it really is a disgrace. So next, I'm gonna talk about the other match, which was thrashing Manchester City versus Burnley, 5-0 with a lot of top players scoring the goals and a lot of top attacking play. So do you all think it's gonna be a one horse race again for this season? What do you think?
I don't think so, because if you look, Liverpool and Chelsea are right behind them. It's just I think 2 points away, and they haven't played the big matches yet. Like in terms of facing each other, or for like Liverpool itself, they haven't faced the other teams. And next few months going to be very crucial for all the teams. And like even in the instance right now, Arsenal have a good chance of catching all of them up because of all they are winning. They have the momentum with them. They only lost the first two games, then they have been winning, including their Europa League matches. So I'm pretty impressed with Arsenal, and it's not going to be a one horse race in this season. Even Manchester United, people already started to write them off, but they are just 6 points difference from Liverpool. I think 7 points difference from Liverpool and Chelsea. So anything can happen in this race. It all it takes is two draws, and you're right where you started. So it's never going to be a one horse race this year.
How about you?
I think, like what you said is true. Man City still got a lot of games to face, and good teams are right there. Even a small team is better than anybody if they fall defensive and they play it right. So yes, still got a long way to go.
For me, I think it's Manchester City's title to lose. I think they need to go at least a semi-final or final of the Champions League and retain the EPL if they want to be known as a top club, like how Manchester United dominated, how Arsenal dominated, how Chelsea dominated. If they win only once and then fall back and do not retain the title and do not progress far in the Champions League, then I think for Manchester City standard, based on the amount of money they spend, I think it's kind of like a failure. So next thing, one of the top players for last season, Kevin De Bruyne, just came back in this match, made a substitute appearance. How excited are you all to see him? And do you all think he is the key to make Manchester United, Manchester City into being EPL champions again and to eventually win the UEFA Champions League? Do you all think Kevin De Bruyne is the key?
I think as of now, Kevin De Bruyne is not going to play that much, because Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho all have been playing really well, and we all know Pep is not the type who will changes player in and out as and when he wants. If a player is playing badly, he will put Kevin De Bruyne in. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne is going to come in the 60th or even the 50th minute to regain back his match fitness and all that. But as of now, he's not going to be crucial because their squad is too good. They have Bernardo Silva, they have David Silva, they have Gabriel Jesus, they have Sterling. They all can play in that number 10 or number 8 role, which which is pretty much known to everyone. They even bought Riyad Mahrez just to fill up that because they want to win the Champions League because their squad wasn't good enough in Pep's opinion. So for me, Man City should win the Champions League and Kevin De Bruyne is going to be crucial, but there's bigger juggernauts in the Champions League. So it takes more than players. It takes more of a tactical awareness from Pep itself. Personally, I don't think he's a good coach. He's just covered because he have good players. So eventually the thing will crack because when they play against Juventus or like a Barcelona, Real Madrid, it's going to be tough.
How about you?
For me, I think Kevin De Bruyne is still going to be the rotating substitute in the start as he just got back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think slowly they have the players who are in form in Man City, David Silva and all, like what he said, and I think he still got a short time for him to be back.
For me, I think Kevin De Bruyne is key for them to be not EPL champions but Champions League finalists and eventually win the whole thing because I think he is the special player in the team. So for EPL without Kevin De Bruyne, I think they have what it takes, but for Champions League, I think he is needed. So the last match we are going to review was the match between Arsenal and Leicester. It was a 3-1 victory for Arsenal with Ozil pulling the strings and playing, I think, one of his best performance for Arsenal. So do you think Ozil is finally showing his worth for Arsenal? What do you
I think for me it's one of his best performance, and you can see him providing the balls and dictating the play, but I think you have to show it every single game, and that's what he is made for. That's what he's at Arsenal, to show his best and get them where they're supposed to be.
How about you?
For me, Ozil plays in a very good. He's a very good number 10. We all know that he's not the defensive kind of player. So with Torreira and Xhaka sitting at the back of Ozil, he was able to dictate play like he always does. Even when he was at Real Madrid, that was the case. They had two defensive mid, and Ozil did what he always does, the passing and all that. So like what Jack Sparrow said.
Sorry, man.
So like what Jack Sparrow said, he has to be consistent to be actually noted as one of the better players in Arsenal squad because there are better players in the squad. Like Torreira has been performing since he is coming in. He has been the squad. Lacazette, Aubameyang, all these players have been performing consistently. That's my take. I saw a joke on what would happen if Ozil was playing consistently for Arsenal. Where would then the reply was he wouldn't be at Arsenal. So, but that's the truth because he's at Arsenal because the coaches, the owners are okay with his mediocre performance. Like today he plays well and tomorrow he goes missing. So if he's at the Manchester United, even for a case where they are not performing, he wouldn't be in the squad because Mourinho or even Ed Woodward, they don't like this kind of attitude. So in my opinion, he's a very good player. Just that if you accommodate to him and he does it consistently, he will be one of the better players in EPL.
For me, I think Ozil proved his worth in this match, but needs to be more consistent, like both of you all said. Because I compare with him with a similar type of player with David Silva. I think both of them play the similar way, but the difference is David Silva will perform the same level of performance for every week against different type of opposition, but Ozil against in away matches where it's getting tough, where they need a player to show some sort of magic, Ozil often hides away, does not embrace the pressure. So I think a more consistent level of performance by Ozil, and I think that is when we can say Ozil finally proved his worth for all of his Arsenal career.
As of now, I think even Juan Mata has more consistently played for Manchester United. Like don't consider it Chelsea days, but in Manchester United, whenever he has played, he has given the consistent level of performance where we want from a player. And Ozil is like today he's good, he's freaking good, and then the next day he goes missing. So even to emulate Mata's consistency, because we all know Ozil is better than Mata. So what I personally think is Ozil need to continue this, like what we all want him to do, basically.
Yeah, I agree. So next, I'm gonna talk about Unai Emery because before Arsene Wenger leave, when they wanted to find a new manager, people wanted Allegri, Diego Simeone, and when Unai Emery got the job, a lot of people were doubtful. A lot of people were asking, does he have what it takes? Because it's not a big name. Really step up and really handle the Arsenal's pressure from the fans. And besides the first two matches that he lost against Chelsea and Man City, has won every single match. And the way Arsenal play now with a lot of attacking attacking intent and their passes seems more forward thinking. So do you all think Unai Emery is proving his doubters wrong, and proving that he's one of the best managers in the league?
I think he has been playing the way he should be playing. With the amount of players he has, the quality he has with the team, that's how Arsenal should be right now with these kind of managers. So I think there wasn't any doubt. So he's just doing what he should be doing right now.
How about you?
For me, I think I won't say Emery is a very good coach in terms of the performances because he has the players at the disposal. He just need to figure out how to use them. Like let's say Arsene Wenger, he had Aubameyang and Lacazette, but he only plays one of them. So at 60 minutes, Lacazette comes on for Aubameyang. It was very predictable for opponents, and he had Xhaka in the middle. But we all know Xhaka is not that kind of player where he goes in for a tackle hard. Even he does, but he's usually he's a weak link in the team. But when you put Torreira with him, Xhaka looks better because Xhaka is more. He's going up to create more, and even though in the positional sense he's better, but Torreira is there. So you need to get these kind of players to suit the team better. So that's what Unai Emery did, and he's getting the result. I'm not gonna say Arsene Wenger is not a good coach because we all know what he has done, but Arsene Wenger, when at the later stage, he wasn't like Sir Alex Ferguson, where he's always innovative or he let people do things. Like he always changes his coaching staff so that he gets new idea. Compared to Arsene Wenger, he's more of a dull fella. We all know what he did in the invisible seasons. He was so good. The reason is because he had players to dictate the play for him. But right now, when he gets older, he goes to more of the gamer way where he relaxes, he lets the players do what they want. But he didn't have the same fire. That's the only difference.
As for me, I think Unai Emery has done a good job, but I will compare him with what Klopp did when Liverpool arrived. When Klopp arrived, I think they performed very well as well. But after they had a loss against, I think the first loss was against Crystal Palace, if I'm not wrong, for Klopp. After that, there were a lot of doubts, and then people were questioning whether he was playing too attacking, too gung-ho, can't defend corners and all that. So I think Unai Emery's ability will be shown when he loses against not a top team, against an average team, and how he makes Arsenal and the Arsenal team bounce back. That will prove whether he's a top manager or not in this league. And finally, I'm going to talk about the opposition, which is Leicester. So as we all know, Leicester won the EPL a few seasons back, and it was one of the best seasons. But after that, they sacked Ranieri, then they got Shakespeare. Shakespeare did an okay job, and now they have Claude Puel. Puel is an okay manager. He doesn't really play the counter-attacking way. He plays more possession type of football with Madison and Iheanacho. But they have not really been performing that well. So what do you think? Do you think they will be relegation candidates, or are they like favourites to go down this season?
I feel they won't be hitting the relegation spot, but I think they still got a lot of teamwork to catch up with and more games to let them win. And as a team, they should improve. If not, I think they will be in the relegation, but I think still got hope for them. So,
how about you? You think?
In the match against Arsenal, in the first half, Leicester City played extremely well.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the way they kept the ball, they actually moved the ball forward. They are actually getting the Puel style coming in. So, there are worse teams than them in the EPL. So, they won't be relegated. That's my opinion.
As for me, I think they have too much quality to be relegated. But I think one issue is Vardy is getting older, so I think they need someone else to chip in with the goals. I think they bought Iheanacho for that, but Iheanacho is not really performing that well. So I think if they got another proper striker, I think it will help them to at least have a top half finish. Hey guys, we are back. We're gonna have the preview for the next game week. So next, the first match, sorry, we're gonna talk about is Manchester United versus Everton. So who do you think will be the key players for Manchester United and Everton?
I think it's going to be Marshall, as his performance is very good, as he's on form. And another person is going to be Pogba. He's going to perform well, so he's going to be key for Man United. For Everton, it's going to be Walcott, and yes, he's going to perform. He's going to try to do his best against Man United.
How about you?
I think for Manchester United, it's gonna be Lindelof, because he played a very good game against Juve, even though the rest of the team was shit. So I expect him to continue this performance, and he's one of our better defenders in the team, especially with Bailly out of favour. He has to step up and make things, because I have high hopes on him. I've seen him play for Sweden. He has been a very good, composed ball playing defender. So if he can continue the consistency of games, I think he will be a very good player for Manchester United. He can be the one solving Manchester United's issues in terms of defensive wise. Then for Everton, it's gonna be none other than Richarlison. He had a poor game against who did they play against? Huddersfield? No.
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace. Yeah, he had a poor game, but he was involved in almost every tough challenges. He was there against Tompkins. He was on shoulder to shoulder. Then he moved over to the left. He was running at Wan Bissaka. So he has been a very good player. His quality is going to test Manchester United defense. That's why I put Lindelof as a key player and Richarlison for Everton.
For me, the key players for Manchester United will be Marshall because he's on form and I think he's performing very well. I think he's performing his best for Manchester United as of now. And for Everton, I think it will be Richarlison because I think he's the shining light for Everton. I think he's the player that can make something out of nothing. He can make something magical. He can make a run. He can finish. He's
he's very strong.
Yes, he's strong as well. He can take all the challenges. So I think he will be the key player for every match Everton play as long as he stays fit. So what do you all think will be the predictions? How about you?
For me, I think it's going to be a 3-0 or 3-1 for Man United.
What's up?
5-0 for Manchester United.
I think it will be a 1-0 win. I think Lukaku will score because he's in a lot of pressure. I think in this match he will score. So next, I'm going to talk about Burnley versus Chelsea. Burnley is having not really their best patch of form. They have been losing quite a number of games, and Chelsea had a draw recently with Manchester United as well. So who do you think will be the key players for both Chelsea and Burnley?
I think for Chelsea it's going to be very straightforward. It's going to be Hazard, and for Burnley, I think it's all in the hands of the keeper. He's going to save
Joe Hart.
It's the Joe Hart. He's going to save as many as he can because Chelsea is going to come very deadly towards them.
How about you?
I think for Chelsea, it's got to be Jorginho because they need Jorginho to dictate the play, especially away from home. Eden Hazard is a very straightforward choice, but we all saw when he didn't play well, Chelsea didn't have the firepower. So I expect Jorginho to dictate play. The reason why that day Chelsea were able to contain with Manchester United is because of the midfield battle. Jorginho was excellent in it. And then for Burnley, I'm not really too sure who's the key player now because they have been very weak throughout the season. So Sean Dice has to do something different, and that's what I hope because Burnley players, Joe Hart has to deal with a lot, so he has to be in the top form.
So do you think Sean Dice, because he has a lot of pressure right now, so do you think if he loses this match, he would lose his job, or should he get sacked, or you think he should get more time?
I think no, it's not about more time. When Leicester City sacked Claudio Ranieri, that's the worst thing in football which could happen because he did something no other managers could do or will ever do in modern day football. He actually made Leicester City win the title. So he should have immunity in that club. He should be the one running whatever. It's like he should have had the Sir Alex Ferguson status in Leicester City, because he has done something no other managers has done. And when they sacked him, I was a bit upset, because that's how modern day football is right now. So Sean Dyche is the same. He didn't win the title of Burnley, but he brought them to the Europa League. Yeah, so in my opinion, this kind of feat should give coaches or the managers some immunity, because because their quality is like this, the team's quality. If you're gonna go into the Europa League, he's gonna suffer for the first 10 to 15 games. So let's just give him some time. Like, that shouldn't be even the case. If I'm the owner of Burnley, I wouldn't be even thinking about it. I'll be giving my full support, and that's my verdict on this.
Yes, I agree as well. For me, the key players for Chelsea, I think, would be Ross Barkley, because I think he's playing very well for Chelsea. And after Sarri has become the Chelsea manager, it has led Barkley to show his truest potential. For Burnley, I think it can be Aaron Lennon, because Aaron Lennon is the only player that has pure speed in that team. And I think he can cause some problems to Chelsea's defense. So what do you all think will be the scoreline for this match?
I think it's going to be a 2-0 for Chelsea.
This is going to be a 1-1.
I think it will be a 2-1 win for Chelsea. So finally, the big match for this upcoming week is Tottenham versus Manchester City, two top teams. So who do you think will be the key players for Tottenham and Manchester City?
I think for Tottenham it's going to be Eriksen. He's going to do something in the team against Man City. And for Man City, it's going to be Aguero. He's going to do something special at the game, and it's a big game for them. And David Silva his presence is very important in the game.
I think this game is in the midfield battle. So I think for Manchester City, it's going to be their attacking midfielder, either David Silva or Riyad Mahrez, whoever plays in the number 10 of Pep Guardiola's system. And for Tottenham, it's going to be Eric Dyer, because he's more of the enforcer right now. Like, he will defend, he has to work his ass off together with the two centre backs. So if Dyer can keep these two either or players down the entire for 90 minutes, they have a good chance of winning this game, because we all know Manchester City usually goes through the middle, then they play out wide, then they go back in the middle. So if you cut in the center, the supply, Tottenham have higher chance of winning the game.
For me, I think the key players for Tottenham Manchester City is both the strikers, so Aguero and Kane, because I think they won't really have that many chances. So the few chances that both teams have, I think they should take full use of it. So I think it will be a battle between Aguero and Kane, and who wins that battle, I think that team would win the match. So for predictions, what do you think would be the prediction?
I think it's going to be a 2-1 for Man City.
I think it's going to be a 1-0 for Tottenham. I'm expecting an upset.
I think it will be a 3-1 for Manchester City. I think Aguero will truly show like why he's the best pure striker in the league at this moment. So yeah, that's the end of the video. So please give us your support. Please give us any feedback that you all have. And please like, share and comment on this video. So I'm Peter Parker.
I'm Jack Sparrow.
I am Harry Potter.
Bye!
Fuck your pussy eaters.